Thanks for staying with us. So as school resumed this week, ladies of your view are concerned about the news we're hearing from the southeast. According to reports, comprehensive school Nkume in Njaba local government area of Imo State were on Monday chased out from the examination hall by suspected indigenous peoples of Nigeria IPOB operatives. They were forced to adhere to sit-at-home order while they were about to write English examination of WAEC. Now, this is quite worrisome because we understand what this means. They're likely to lose a whole year of school because of this. Now, what are your thoughts? We'd like to open our phone lines, especially for those of you sitting in the southeast of experienced this or heard about this news. What are your thoughts on this? How do we how do we stop this from happening? How do we find a way to get the students to write an examination or even appeal to WAEC to give them an opportunity to sit again? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. So, I mean, this report, I'd like to get your initial thoughts on it because we've heard about the sit at home, the fact that there was an economic lockdown in the state. The governor went and forcefully opened up stores. When it comes to children, education, not writing examination, and the most important subjects, mathematics and English, what came to you when you read this report?
My take on this is no matter the agitations that IPOB have, IPOB need well-educated, well-informed youth to take over this agenda. The Biafra agitation did not start with them. People who started it have passed. Generations to come will need to be informed to know how to fight it. So we don't just start fighting ourselves over nothing. When a person does not understand his history well, he doesn't even know which decisions to make in his future. So I don't expect that IPOB will say because we want a Biafra nation, we will not write an exam within Nigeria. The truth is, whether there's IPOB tomorrow, once it's given tomorrow, the generation that will come will not just get educated in by IPOB standards overnight. They need to have some form of education. So there should be exceptions to this sit-at-home order. There should be reasonability within certain levels for their sit-at-home. Right now, businesses are losing money. In fact, the most irrational, the most illogical thing I've seen in my life is the burning down of a full truck of spare parts on a Monday.
So painful.
That's loss of millions to the businessman. And it is not of any gain to IPOB members. You understand? It's easy, like the guest yesterday was talking, he said, yeah, if you don't have the mindset to build, you should not have the mindset to destroy. It's easy to destroy. You know, that truck burning, the loss of the parts, everything, is not going to gain IPOB anything except noise. And if the person you are talking to already considers what you're saying noise. You find better ways to reach that person by communicating better, not by burning and losing money. You've made the businessman lose.
Let me come
and
to
there's no gain.
your thoughts on this issue of sit at home.
I've always said that when the purpose of the thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. What is the purpose of the sit at home? What was the plan? What did it hope to achieve? Now, you would check your achievement and see, is this going to be, will this help my economy? Will this help the cause grow? Or will it hamper it? Now, when you start taking actions, and I know that there are a lot of people who will take advantage of what is going on. We've taken stories in the papers here where hoodlums are now being the ones enforcing the sit at home. They are damaging goods. They are, robbing people. They are causing a lot of mayhem in the name of enforcing sit at home. Now, how would it benefit the people of Biafra? How would it benefit IPOB that their children are not able to go to school and lose a full session? That means that they have to repeat. What is the benefit? So you don't get upset with your finger and then cut it off. How do we go back and ask ourselves, the people you are fighting for their release, the leader you are fighting for the release in detention, his children are not there. His children are not in
Most
your
of
place.
the funders are living abroad.
Their schools are not hampered. Their economy, everything is okay with them. They are doing well in their businesses and all of that. So let us use, for me, I would appeal that the Igbo people use wisdom. Nobody is saying that your agitations are wrong. We are asking for a referendum. That's what you've been asking for. And we are talking to the United Nations. Let us do things properly so that at the end of the day, you're not counting the losses of that you would have avoided if you had gone through the right way. So if you hamper, okay, for instance, banks are not really working. Government is on one hand threatening people, you must appear at work, and then hoodlums are waiting for them if you appear to deal with them. Things are not working. The economy is shutting down. Education, we have come to education. Only God knows tomorrow if it will affect the feeding of the people. Why don't we take a step back and review this process? So we have decided to sit at home. Till today, the federal government has not released our leader. What else can we do? How can they hear us better?
Even also the emotional torture these children would have to go through. Because, yes, they've changed. I mean, I saw the videos and the pictures. These kids were scampering for safety, even their teachers. The emotional torture they would have to go through, aside from the fact that they were traumatized by seeing people shooting in the air. The fact that I have to lose a whole year. So parents are having to deal with how to explain to their children that, because of this is at home, you can't do your examination that you'll be studying for. So there is a ripple effect. For every action that we're taking concerning this, there's a ripple effect. And how do we begin to reconcile this with the ultimate objective of getting a Biafra, of getting the self-determination? Because, as BC has said, it's right to do things the right way. There are wrong ways of doing things. And this obviously is not helping out. Yes. Somebody will say that, oh, in this situation, everybody loses, and they're okay with it.
No, but the federal government is not losing.
There's also the part of we're playing to the pity or sentiments of people and not necessarily educating people. So IPOB and these few select who've gotten their hands, gotten some weapons and ammunition on their hands are the ones agitating. An average Easterner, when you ask them, what exactly is this agitation? How far do you want to go? We are one Nigeria. You mean that my brother is in the north? So we need to, maybe they need to first of all get the collective agreement of their people before you start to impose hardship on your people.
They could have gotten already.
There's a likelihood. There's a large likelihood. The Commissioner for Information did not echo IPOB's stand yesterday. So there's a larger possibility that they are forcing their agitations on the people of the Southwest.
Possible. That's a possibility. Let me take Caleb. Caleb, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
From Imo State. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay, please. Good morning.
Good morning.
What I want to say about this issue is that the way they're going about it is so wrong. Before, it was whenever Nnamdi Kanu is going to court that they will declare it at home. Yes. So now it's affecting us seriously. If it's only when he's going to court, it is understandable. This Biafra is an ideology which cannot be destroyed. That's the truth. Now we need orientation and education so that we know how to follow these things and not destroying ourselves. We are doing ourselves, hurting ourselves. So they should apply professionalism in this, and everybody get it right. But when you destroy people in pursuing your cause, it's very, very wrong. And people the things are so strong now in Imo State now. Fuel is very expensive, and people are going through hardship. So I appeal to them, please, whenever it's going to court, declare it, yes, people will respond, but not the way that we're doing it now. That's going to United Nations, float in every legal way. Self-determination is a right. So please, I appeal to our people, let them float in corruption.
Thank you very much. I think we're all echoing the same thing in different ways. But let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll take more tweets and phone calls. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So as we mentioned earlier, the ladies believe in the freedom of expression, freedom of speech. So every group, every organization have a right to express themselves and do as they wish. However, when it begins to impede on the rights of others to write examination or for children to be able to do that which they're supposed to do, that's where we as parents will have a problem. So, and that's why we're having this conversation. So today we're still talking about IPOB's inability to, IPOB not allowing children to sit for their WAEC this week for their English examinations. You're going to take a few messages that we got. Yes, please.
Oladidi says, when a proscribed organization is holding a whole region to ransom, now wow. And then here, Goodbeast says, it didn't tire me. Asking people to sit at home, how come they can't ask people to give people money to survive? Olamide says the issue is an extremely serious one. It has the potential to release hell on earth, not a joking matter at all. But Olamide also is schooling me now, says, in the history of America, 90% of the colonists were content British subjects. The activities of the 10% forced everyone to choose sides. In the end, 50% opposed and 50% supported the rebels, saying that, you know, it doesn't matter.
So I think a sit-at-home order is a good way to protest. I mean, it's not violence, it's a non-violent way to protest. I'm not against if you're trying to make a point and express your opinion by asking your followers to sit at home. But don't force others who do not align with that. Don't introduce violence. Sit at home as a shop, as a businessman. If you say, I believe in what IPOB is doing, I'm not going to open my business. Problem. But don't force others who are not aligned to that to do the same thing. Let me take this call from Enugu. Love, are you there? Love, you're live. Go ahead, please. Hello? Okay, I think we're having connection issues.
I like what you said about not allowing violence to be the order of the day. So one of the problems we have in this country is when we have a good idea on how we want government to sit up and do something, and we let it linger for so long, criminal elements find their way into it, and then they begin to make a mess of our original plan. And this is the point where I believe that the leaders who are calling for this should take a step back, revise what you're asking people to do, and find other ways. Because at the end of the day, when it becomes really violent, you cannot even excuse the reason you started it in the first place. Everybody just looks at you like you planned to have it this way, and you can't explain yourself out. This is where I expect educated leaders in IPOB to come together and say, okay, criminal elements are taking advantage of what we're doing. Our plan is not to, stop businesses and burn trucks and stop children from going to school. This is where we need to step back and see how we can revise this. I remember there was also a time that even Nnamdi Kanu himself suspended the sit at home. So I'm sure he foresaw that these sort of things are going to happen. But at the end of the day, when your leader is away, other people who want to, take...
Might not have
might not have the same ideas that you have. And I think the government needs to... I wouldn't say do something again, like you said, because this is something we cannot explain. But it seems to me like they are handicapped.
He has gone out now. The governor of Anambra, for example, the governor of Anambra. Yes, Anambra. He went out to open stores because Anambra is the economic nerve. You cannot shut down Anambra State.
Activities have started coming back. Okay. Hotels are opening. This report this morning that I read, I think in the Tribune, is that they have taken the governor, schools have started opening, markets are opening, and things are getting back.
Okay, let me take this call from Owerri. Good morning, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead, please, Mr. Emele.
Yes, my name is Dr. Emele Hysent. I call from Owerri.
Yes.
The Eastern Capital. I want to say I'm happy with the discussion, and I'm happy the way it's going. And I want to give you a clear picture of what is happening here.
Okay.
You see, as we speak, Owerri is just shut down. There's no movement in Owerri.
Wow.
First, I want to tell you that as a Nigerian, I am an advocate of a one united country that is strong. But one of the issues that we have discovered is that the people are beginning to get fed up with the government in power. You discover that majority of them who are in government, they say one thing and do the other. And that's why you now see that people are beginning to pay an unseen hand. Those who are declaring that we don't know them. But you go to the roads, you see that the roads are empty. Let me tell you, even yesterday when the cities are beginning to become normal in Owerri, I was in the town. In fact, those who see moving in the town are those who have emergencies. The town was very empty. Today, as I speak to you, I've also run out to do one or two things. I'm a medical doctor. There are no person on the roads. So the people are beginning to obey unseen forces because the government in power has refused to do the right thing.
Emele, let me ask you a quick question. The president was in your state recently. What do you make of his visit?
Now, on the day that the president came on Thursday last week, we also heard that there was a sit-at-home order by IPOB. Some of us are afraid because you don't need to come out, because if you are killed by a police, what you get is just 1 minute silence. So that's why people are afraid of coming out, because you don't know when it will happen and where it will happen.
Right.
So on Thursday, all of us were in our homes watching the president's jet fly above us. So that is the truth of the matter. A lot of people.
Thank you, Emile. Let me take this call from Orlando. He's been waiting from Enugu. Are you there, Mr. Orlando?
I'm here. Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I am in Enugu. I am a radio presenter. I couldn't go to work Monday and Tuesday, like yesterday and today. But the few times I went to work, we really talked about it. So I decided to ask the people in Enugu, what do you think about this sit at home? Because it's affecting a whole lot of businesses, banks, and I decided to just ask the people what they think about it. And honestly, the people are scared. They are sitting at home out of fear.
Wow.
Not because they are obeying IPOB. They are tired. There are people that if they don't go out a day, they can't feed themselves for that day. So a lot of people have come out to say, okay, fine, we understand we are fighting for something. Can we come back to the drawing table and re-strategize? This is affecting us. This morning I was talking to a friend. I said, the truth is, the media in the country is not even talking about this situation. That's to tell you how less important it is to the country. We are the state that is losing. When it's 200 naira in Imo State, they are holding for. A lot of things are expensive here in Imo State. And a whole lot of people are complaining. It's not because the people are trying to fight for IPOB. Yes, we all have different agendas concerning this. There are people that are somewhere gaining from this, and there are people that are somewhere suffering from this. Most of these people that are putting out compulsory sit at home, their children are not even in this country. Their children are somewhere going to school, enjoying the free will of life, while everybody here in the Southeast, everybody, their hands are tied. People can.
Thank you very much, Orlando, for sharing your thoughts with us. I have another caller who's been holding. Mr. Ibrahim from Gombe, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Actually, what is happening in the Southeast is very, very pitiful. These are people that are very industrious and self-reliant, most of them. Unfortunately, they found themselves in a situation that is very, very precarious, very difficult. But I believe part of the problem of the Igbos are their elites. Most of their elites seem to be so selfish that they only look at themselves. Now, look at it, for example. What happened in the Southwest? When Sunday Iboho came up with this thing, though it was also similar to the Igbos, all the Yoruba leaders rallied around him and gave him the maximum support. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu may be doing it the wrong way, but it is because he was betrayed by the Igbo leaders, and that's why he decided to go in solo and take it that way.
Oh, we lost Ibrahim.
So there's a point I wanted to make in sense. If we have agitations and we allow our youth to get educated, it might be this generation of Biafrans do not have they don't have the solution, but these agitations are valid. Continuous education of their youth can bring better solutions, and they might be the ones to achieve it. When you stall and impede their growth and development like that, you might just end up achieving what Boko Haram is trying to do eventually, in the sense that you help them lose interest or you help them completely lose value for education. So it's important, extremely important to any valid agitation to allow education flow, no matter where it is found. Even if it is in another language, somewhere outside this country or within this country or within the Southeast, let the youth, the young ones there be educated. No matter what you're doing, it's possible that you might be at this for another 100 years, but a generation to come will do it in a flick of a
and I think
magic wand.
I'd like to echo what BC said earlier, that I think the leaders of IPOB need to sit down and re-strategize. Yes, sit at home is a valid way to protest. However, there has to be terms of engagement. There's got to be something that is outside the bounds of sitting at home, either the education, the ambulances. There should be things that there should be rules of engagement. Okay, this is how we're going to sit at home. Only stores.
But
these are very specific.
Hurting yourself.
Hurting more.
Those small businesses who are daily earners,
Yes, can
what
still
would
thrive.
be their result, you know?
I mean, we're trying so hard to bring back and revive the Southeast because it shows that they are the most industrious human beings
Yeah.
of this
I'm telling you.
country.
Yeah.
So that's
And
where,
that's the strength they have.
That's the,
And with this, you may end up losing that.
This might not be the
It's
strength.
really painful. And I mean, we have to wrap up on this segment, but I think it's important to remind Nigerians that nobody here is against agitations because it's the right of every citizen and every group to agitate for one thing or the other. But what we would not accept is stopping the education of young people, which is their right, their natural God-given right to be educated. And I think it's wrong for any group to stop them from seeking that education. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.